Humiliation. It's one of the oldest weapons in human history. People use it not because they're strong, but because they're terrified. They want control. They want dominance. They want a reaction. And the moment you react emotionally, the moment you flinch, justify yourself, or try to defend your worth, you hand them exactly what they came for. Machiavelli warned us centuries ago. Men forget kindness, but they never forget humiliation. But here's the part most people never understand. The one who humiliates you is revealing their weakness, not your own. Today, we're going deep into the brutal psychology behind humiliation, why people weaponize it, how power dynamics shift in those moments, and most importantly, what Machiavelli believed you must do. When someone tries to publicly reduce you, this is not kindness. This is not forgiveness. This is not walk away peacefully. This is a darker, colder lesson, built for the real world, where reputations matter, where respect is currency, and where silence can be more devastating than revenge. Take a breath, settle in, and listen carefully, because once you understand these lessons, you will never fear humiliation again. Lesson 1. Understand the true purpose of humiliation. Humiliation isn't random. It's tactical. People humiliate you for 3 reasons. To lower your perceived value. To provoke an emotional reaction. To place themselves one step higher in the social hierarchy. This power theater, a performance meant to influence the public perception of who holds dominance. Robert Greene wrote, "When you show emotion, you reveal your weaknesses." The humiliator wants exactly that, your emotional exposure, because the moment you react, you confirm the role they scripted for you. But here's the Machiavellian reversal. You win not by reacting, but by refusing to enter the stage they built. When you stay calm, silent, and unfazed, something incredible happens. Their attack loses meaning. Their words fall flat. Their performance collapses. They look dramatic. You look controlled. The audience shifts sides without you saying a word. Effective affirmation. Your silence turns their insult into their own humiliation. Lesson 2. Never defend, only redefine. Weak people defend themselves. Strong people redefine the situation. And the truly powerful? They don't defend anything. They refuse the frame entirely. Here's the psychological trick. When someone humiliates you, they're offering you a frame, a lens through which the audience should see you. If you defend yourself, you accept their frame. You validate it. Example, someone says, "You're incompetent." If you defend yourself, you've already lost. You're playing on their field. Here's the Machiavellian response. Don't defend, redefine, or simply ignore. Redefining can be subtle. A slow smile, a calm stare, a quiet, interesting, or complete silence. Silence is not weakness. It's dominance disguised as serenity. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist, persists. What you look at, disappears." By refusing to resist the humiliation, you cause it to evaporate. Effective affirmation. I don't defend my worth. I demonstrate it by being unmoved. Lesson 3. The power of emotional absence. Most people respond to humiliation with emotion, anger, sadness, defensiveness, agitation. That's why the humiliator does it. They want that explosion. Because when you explode, your image collapses. But Machiavelli taught something darker. The one who controls his emotions controls the outcome. Emotional absence is not repression. It's strategy. When someone tries to humiliate you, your face stays calm. Your voice stays slow. Your breath stays steady. Your posture stays open. Your eyes remain unshaken. This terrifies them, because when they can't move you, they can't control you. And if they can't control you, they can't define you. Emotional absence communicates one message. You don't affect me. You never did. You never will. And that message is louder than any comeback. Effective affirmation. My calm is more powerful than their chaos. Lesson 4. Public humiliation is a chess game, not a battle. Most people treat humiliation as a fight, something immediate, something reactive. But humiliation is not a fistfight. It's chess. Every move changes positioning. Every reaction signals strength or weakness. Here's the brutal truth Machiavelli understood. In public humiliation, the audience matters more than the attacker. The humiliator wants three things: your reaction, the audience's laughter, and the reinforcement of their status. Your job is not to defeat them directly. Your job is to shift the audience's perception. By refusing to play your assigned role, if you stay calm, measured, almost cold, the audience will instinctively turn against the humiliator. People despise bullies. They hate seeing someone attacked without cause. They recoil from cruelty. So when you remain composed, you force the humiliator into the role of aggressor, a role most people instinctively distrust. And that is checkmate. Effective affirmation. I win by staying strategic, not emotional. Lesson 5. The Machiavellian delay your reaction technique. One of the most devastating psychological tactics in existence is the delayed response. Not immediate anger, not immediate silence, not immediate anything, just time. When someone humiliates you, pause, hold eye contact, breathe, let the silence expand, until it becomes uncomfortable, not for you, but for them. This long, controlled pause forces several psychological effects. It shows you're not reactive. It makes them doubt their own words. It shows the audience you're in control. It destroys their rhythm and confidence. In debates, in meetings, in groups, the person who controls the silence controls the room. The humiliator expects an instant reaction. When they don't get it, they feel exposed. And exposure leads to insecurity. Insecurity leads to mistakes. Mistakes lead to your victory. Effective affirmation. My pause is more powerful than their punchline. Lesson 6. Humiliation reveals hierarchy. Use it to reverse the power dynamic. Most people misunderstand humiliation. They think it reduces the victim's power. But the truth is darker. Humiliation exposes the humiliator. It reveals their intentions. It reveals their insecurity. It reveals what they believe they lack. In social psychology, humiliation is classified as a status maneuver, a desperate attempt to climb the hierarchy by stepping on someone else. But here's the Machiavellian twist. When someone tries to humiliate you, they are subconsciously admitting that they see you as a threat. People don't humiliate the powerless. They humiliate those they believe can overshadow them. So instead of shrinking, you expand. Instead of reacting emotionally, you observe strategically. Instead of taking it personally, you see it as proof. Proof that you hold more weight than they want others to believe. Proof that your presence affects them. Proof that your value threatens them. Jung wrote, "What you dislike in others is a reflection of what you fear in yourself." Humiliation is projection. And understanding this gives you the upper hand. Because the moment you see through their mask, you stop responding to their performance and start controlling the narrative. Effective affirmation. Their attempt to humiliate me only reveals my strength. Lesson 7. The cold mirror strategy. This technique is brutally effective because it doesn't require words, arguments, or comebacks. It only requires presence. When someone humiliates you, you become a mirror. You reflect their behavior back at them, not by copying it, but by exposing it through calm observation. Imagine someone insults you publicly. They expect defensiveness. They expect anger. But instead, you look at them with a still, unreadable expression, as if you're analyzing them, not reacting to them. This triggers a psychological phenomenon called self-perception instability. When someone feels observed, they evaluate themselves. They question their own behavior. They feel naked. This is why silence often humiliates the humiliator, because the most powerful question is the one you never say aloud. Why are you so desperate to get a reaction? The audience senses it. The attacker senses it. The dynamic flips instantly. Your calm becomes their panic. Your quiet becomes their noise. and now the power is yours. Effective affirmation. I am the mirror that exposes their insecurity. Lesson 8. The laugh once method. This is one of the coldest, darkest techniques, because it attacks the core of the humiliator strategy. Humiliators rely on social validation. They want the crowd to react with laughter, shock, tension, survival instinct. They want energy. So when you give them the opposite, a small, controlled, almost dismissive laugh, they feel their entire attack collapse. This single laugh communicates, you are not a threat. You are not important. You are not on my level. It turns their performance into something pathetic. It frames their insult as a failed attempt at relevance, and it broadcasts to everyone watching that their words are powerless against you. Use it only when you truly maintain internal calm, because false confidence breaks easily, but cold certainty, that shatters them. Effective affirmation. Your attempt at my humiliation is beneath my awareness. Lesson 9. Take control of the narrative with one sentence. While silence is powerful, there are moments when one sentence can twist the entire situation. The key is to never defend yourself, never justify, never explain. Your single sentence must do one thing: shift the frame back to power. Here are Machiavellian-style frame-shifting phrases. Is that the best you've got? Fascinating. You seem upset. I'll let you finish. If it helps you feel bigger, continue. I don't take things personally from people I don't respect. Notice something important. None of these sentences insult them. None escalate. None reveal emotion. Yet each one sends the same devastating message. I am in control. You are not worth reacting to. And once you frame them as insecure or emotional, the audience subconsciously believes it. Robert Greene warns, to insult a man openly is to fear him secretly. Your job is to reveal that fear, without ever calling it out directly. Effective affirmation. With one sentence, I reclaim the entire narrative. Lesson 10. The psychological principle of social reversal. This is the moment where humiliation backfires, not because of what you say, but because of what the attacker exposes about themselves. When someone humiliates you publicly, they're sending a signal. I need the crowd's approval to feel powerful. That is weakness. But when you remain composed, you send a different signal. I don't need validation. My value is self-contained. And people instinctively side with the one who needs less. This is why bullied students who stay calm gain silent respect. This is why stoic leaders earn loyalty without speaking much. This is why the calm person in an argument always appears wiser. Psychologists call this the social reversal effect. The moment when the sympathies of the crowd shift toward the silent one. Your silence is not emptiness. It is gravity. It pulls perception toward you and pushes it away from them. Effective affirmation. Their attempt to rise only reveals how low they stand. Lesson 11. Strategy over ego. Humiliation triggers ego. Ego wants revenge. Ego wants to win. But Machiavelli didn't care about ego. He cared about results. He wrote, "A wise man thinks of the ends, not the means." The goal isn't to clap back. The goal isn't to destroy them. The goal isn't to look strong. The goal is control. Control of the moment. Control of the narrative. Control of your image. If humiliating them back serves no strategic purpose, you don't do it. If proving a point gains you nothing, you don't say it. If silence benefits you more, you stay silent. Power is not in action. It is in choosing when to act and when to stay still. Effective affirmation. My ego is silent. My strategy speaks. Lesson 12. Become unpredictable, the ultimate psychological counterattack. Humiliators rely on predictable reactions. They count on your emotions. They depend on your instinctive need to defend yourself. Predictability makes you easy to control. So the Machiavellian response is to become the opposite. Unpredictable, unreadable, unreachable. Sometimes you stay silent. Sometimes you smile. Sometimes you offer a single sentence. Sometimes you let their words float into the void, as if they never existed. This unpredictability creates fear, because people can only manipulate what they can predict. And when they can't predict you, they fear what you may be capable of. Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is a person who cannot be controlled emotionally." Unpredictability is not chaos. It's strategic silence mixed with controlled presence. It makes people cautious around you. It stops future humiliation attempts. It changes the dynamic permanently. Effective affirmation: I am unreadable, untouchable, and impossible to control. Lesson 13. The art of quiet dominance. True dominance is not loud. It is not aggressive. It does not seek attention. Quiet dominance is the presence that changes the room. Without speaking, it's the posture that says, "I know who I am." It's the eye contact that says, "I know what you're trying." It's the silence that says, "I'm not participating in your performance." This form of dominance is far more intimidating than any insult or comeback, because it carries a simple message. I don't need to respond. I've already won. Quiet dominance is rooted in self-respect, not fragile pride, not ego, not insecurity. It is the internal certainty that another person's words have no power over your identity. Greene described this type of power as presence without effort. When you embody this, your mere existence destabilizes those who try to belittle you. Effective affirmation: I dominate silently. My presence speaks louder than words. Lesson 14. Weaponize your indifference. Indifference is one of the most brutal and effective responses to humiliation. Why? Because the opposite of humiliation is not power. The opposite of humiliation is irrelevance. When someone tries to humiliate you, and you show total indifference, no anger, no defensiveness, no emotional shift, you communicate the ultimate message. You don't matter. This cuts deeper than any insult. It destroys their strategy. It invalidates their attempt to rise above you. It erases their influence completely. And here's the psychological truth. People would rather be hated than feel irrelevant. Indifference is a slow, silent execution. It kills their desire to attack you again, because they realize you cannot be moved. Machiavelli understood this well. The threat is stronger than the execution. When your indifference shows that you are impossible to threaten, they stop trying. Effective affirmation: your words do not reach me. You hold no power over me. Lesson 15. Turn every humiliation into quiet power. The final lesson is the most transformative. Humiliation feels like a moment of defeat, but only if you see it that way. In dark psychology, humiliation is not a loss. It is information. Every attempt to humiliate you reveals who fears you, who envies you, who feels threatened, who wants your position, who lacks self-control, who is losing relevance, who needs validation, who can never stand at your level. In other words, humiliation is a map of human weakness. And when you study that map, you become untouchable. Instead of reacting emotionally, you analyze. Instead of defending yourself, you observe. Instead of shrinking, you grow stronger. Humiliation becomes fuel. It becomes data. It becomes psychological leverage. Because each time you remain calm, while someone else tries to tear you down, you're proving something vital. Your identity is not in their hands. And once you realize that, the world loses its power to shake you. Effective affirmation: every attempt to humiliate me strengthens my dominance and clarity. Final summary: the darkest lesson. Let's pull all the lessons together into one unbreakable mindset. Humiliation is a tactic, not a truth. Your silence is a weapon. Your calm is dominance. Your unpredictability creates fear. Your lack of reaction exposes the attacker's insecurity. Your presence, posture, and stillness shift the social hierarchy. Indifference destroys their strategy. Control, not ego, is your path to power. Machiavelli didn't teach us to be cruel. He taught us to be untouchable, to understand human nature deeply, to navigate cruelty with strategy, to rise above humiliation, by refusing to play the role of the victim. When someone tries to humiliate you, remember this: their words are a confession of their fear of you. They wanted a reaction. You gave them silence. And in that silence, you took their power. Call to action. Powerful, dark, authoritative. If this video changed how you see power, identity, and human behavior, then stay with us. Subscribe for more deep psychological lessons. Like the video so it reaches those who need the strength. And comment below, I refuse to be humiliated. Because this isn't just a mindset, it's transformation.